Hi Leo, it's Jess here with your timeless monthly reading, and I know that was a mouthful and a lot of confusing language, so here's what I mean by that. This reading is meant to last for the time frame of a month, and it is meant to resonate with you whenever it is that you find this video. So for instance, I'm shooting this for May of 2020. If you want to follow along with me and that's how you want to use these videos, that's awesome. If not, if you, as I continue to do this, I'm going to have obviously a body of work where people can go back and find other videos that are for their sign, sun, moon, rising sign, and one of those might resonate with you for wherever it is that you're at for that month as well. So with that being said, let's jump into your energies for this month. Okay, interesting energies, Leo, but overall, the energy, or I want to say the theme for this month is some kind of victory here. The Six of Wands is all about victory. It's all about recognition. So you could be getting some kind of recognition this month, Leo. And you could have done a lot in the past, honestly, to get here to this place. This is obviously well-deserved because in the past, I can see that you've been through a lot here with the Eight of Swords. There was definitely a lot going on for you inside. There was all these places that you could have, tried to step off to, but it was kind of overwhelming for you. You didn't really know what direction you could kind of move in. And looming in the background is this energy of community, is this energy of like family, community. Will you be accepted? Will you not be accepted if you show who you are? And honestly, this is really tough energy for someone with heavy Leo in their chart, sun, moon, or rising, to deal with. Prominent sun, anything. Because this is the exact opposite detrimental state that the sun likes to be in here. But I can see that this energy is transforming into the energy of victory, because although you might have felt helpless to get out of the situation in the past, I see that over the course of last month into this month, you have really stepped up to find your strength here, and you're starting to get the recognition that you deserve for something. And I feel like how you got out of this situation, because it could have honestly been gossip and people's thoughts about you. This is honestly kind of gross energy from your community, Leo. I'm actually really feeling for you right now. I feel like people were talking about you in secret. They weren't saying very nice things. They weren't seeing you empowered. Like, you came in empowered, and then it was this negative talk that became maybe your own negative self-talk that was keeping you kind of stuck in this helpless position. But you start to remember who you are this month, Leo, and you are stepping into your own victory. I'm noticing that the horse is covered in this blanket, meaning that you might have kept it a secret, like how it is that you got out of there. This is making me think of the concept of the evil eye. I think it's a Greek concept, but the evil eye is basically jealousy. And if you keep what it is that you're doing for yourself a secret, especially while it's infant and it's in its vulnerable infant kind of stages, which again, I'm drawn to this house in the background, which is making me think of like family home, that fourth house, that you were maybe in this vulnerable state as you were, and you came out guns blazing, right? Like sun-ruled people do. You were ready to get going, and you thought that people were going to encourage you, because sun-ruled people also encourage, high vibe sun-ruled people, they encourage and support other people around them. If you have a high vibe sun-ruled person, a high vibe Leo, they're not intimidated because they have their own things going on. And not just with Leos, but fire signs in general tend to be really uplifting of other people with strong fire in their chart. So you're making a lot of headway this month towards your goals. But what's interesting is that towards the end of the month, you start to have a bit of heartbreak. I feel like you have some nasty people around you, Leo. And this is something that you're going to have to learn. I'm also noticing that even in this victory card, you are set apart here on your horse, and you're going places, Leo. You're going after your victory. But I don't even see anyone looking. Like in other decks I have, people are actively looking at this individual, but you have your eyes set on the future and on maybe your future victory, and you're starting to rise up into that energy. You're starting to embrace it. And I think you're realizing that you could move faster without these people, and that there are just some people who need to be left behind right now in your journey. Because like I said, you have the Three of Swords in the future. This is heartbreak and betrayal. And so I do feel like there's a bit of a caution. There's some caution here, Leo. We'll get more into that as we get up here, to keep something that you love and something that, again, feels very vulnerable, very creative, right? Leo rules creativity in that house of romance and that house of children. So while what it is, the project that you're working on, this energy that you're in of starting to nurture yourself back to life with some kind of creativity, some kind of victory, some kind of soul driving, soul expressing mission that you have that ultimately is going to lead you to your victory here, to a significant victory for yourself and get you out of this nasty energy. While you're moving towards that, I feel like there's a lot of it you need to keep under wraps. Just kind of keep yourself cloaked, keep yourself hidden. You know you're going places. You know that you're set apart from these people. You know that it's their jealousy that's holding you back. And you know that you have some kind of expertise in something that is leading you forward and leading you out of this, because these people having a say is pulling you down. It's pulling you down. It has nothing to do with you. And it can get lonely in this kind of an energy. And so if you need somebody on your team saying like, this is not your fault, and all you have to do, it's a matter of strategy. It's a matter of strategy to get yourself out of here, because you realize, Leo, that you don't have to be in this energy anymore, that it served other people for you to be helpless and afraid and shut down and not in your power, but you were born to be in power. Look at her red, right? And she comes from this palace, and she doesn't know maybe how to get there, how to get back up to her palace, right? To her, again, there's like this elevated perspective, right? He is up on a horse here. She's got to get back up to her palace here. That's elevated. And people don't want to see you win right now. They're just jealous. Ugh. This is just low vibration. It's not you. And yeah, so in order for you to get out of this, you know that you're going to have to work hard, because you have another 8, right? You're trying to transform your life this month, Leo. So you have another 8 where this is like all about working really hard away from society. That's a huge part of the 8 of Pentacles, because he's out here under this tree, pulled back from the society that's in the background. So you just have to keep your head down. You have to keep doing this labor of love. Keep getting good at your craft. Keep developing it. If you need to move away to go to get some kind of schooling or some kind of apprenticeship, consider doing that. But definitely let this light a fire up under your ass, because everywhere I'm looking, you're cloaked in red. Like, as you should be. So you're motivated, and let that carry you through. Let that be enough. I know my husband's a Leo. I'm a Leo rising. I know that there's that energy to Leos that they want to be praised for something. And it really is a huge motivator for Leos to be out in front of something. But there's a lesson that you're learning here, Leo, about being strategic. The King of Wands and rising up into that Emperor energy, you have to master that element of strategy. Notice how he's wearing a robe that's red, and she is too. You're going to go from rags to riches, honey. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. It's just a matter of time. You just got to pull the work in. And I know that you're feeling really stuck right now with this devil energy coming through in your feelings. You have a lot of Saturn energy coming through, and that's not surprising. Saturn, I'm doing this video, like I said, in May of 2020. This is the big year, right? For those of you who are watching this from some future utopia that we're not quite to yet, because you've already gone through this. Or you're going through this now, I guess. But there's a ton of Saturn energy happening in this year. Like, you feel like this could be part of your karma. And it could be, because if you have heavy Leo in your chart, especially if this is on your rising sign and your sun sign, you are learning. That's a big part of your soul mission here, is to master this Leo energy, meaning you came from Aquarian energy, which is about working quietly as part of a group. And being satisfied with that, being of service, having humanitarian goals, being the scientist, doing the behind the scenes work that is often thankless, and your name gets swept into a bunch of other people's names. You don't want that anymore, because your soul, you've done that. Now it's like you're definitely individuating in this life where you want to stand out, and you have an authentic soul signature that you want people to see. That is a very Leo thing, and that's where you're at, Leo, this month. It's just a matter of strategy, though. You have to lean in and embrace this Saturn energy. Saturn is the restrictor, and it is karma. So there's a part of you that feels like, Why am I suffering under all of this karma? But remember that this is the guru, the guide, the teacher right now. And suffer for a little bit and throw yourself into the work. Be okay with working behind the scenes. Know that you've done it before in other lifetimes. But know that you're moving up, right? Look at this. This is moving up. And up is the direction of the soul. And up is the direction of enlightenment. And up is a difficult direction to go. It takes a lot of effort. And that's what you're doing. You're packing your rocket ship full of fuel this month, Leo. It's going to feel hard, but know that every single moment that you're doing that, every time you're putting your nose to the grindstone and you're doing the hard work, the thankless work that nobody's seeing, you're stockpiling up that karma. You're changing your destiny. You're stockpiling up your karma for the future so that you can turn into this King of Wands, because that's exactly where you're going. And guess what? This is your totem. The King of Wands, that's you, baby. It's coming. And you're scared to death of it, and you can't wait to get there at the same time, and that's okay. It's completely normal. Let yourself be in process this month. Open your eyes up, take this blindfold off, start working on unraveling that learned helplessness. And the way that you can do that is throwing yourself into work, right? Developing your skills, because every time you develop those skills, you are going to be less helpless than you were before. You were never helpless. You've always had the tools to get out. And in this case, the tools are developing your craft and putting your nose down and doing the hard work, because that's what's going to get you there. It's about process, Leo. I know Leos, I'm telling you, I'm a Leo rising, and my husband's a Leo. Leos, we want to get to the end result, right? We want to have that moment in the sun. We want to be the sun. Life is short. Something that fire signs in general are very aware of. Life is short. We're running out of time. I want to get to my mission. Where is it? It's that impulsive energy. But you are the fixed fire sign, Leo. So you can buckle down. It's in you. You have that in you. And you're not going to have to dim your light for long, although you do need to get the heck away from these people who are dragging you down and who are saying awful things. This is also your obstacle this month, is the Three of Pentacles. There's a lot of 3 and 8 energy here, and I'm very drawn to the connection of the 3rd and the 8th houses, because the 3rd house is the 8th from the 8th house, making it the higher self of that 8th house. So, ultimately talking about the things that upset us is something that helps to loosen that energy. But you're not quite there yet, Leo, to start talking about these things. You're more observing, I feel like, and observing your community right now, and asking yourself if this is helping or hurting overall. Because the 3 of Pentacles, this is the obstacle, right? Where it's like, you like to be around people. That's a Leo thing. You like to be around people, and you like to be kind of like in charge and leading, but you're being held down, you're being held back, and that's something that you cannot abide by, and you know it. But it's like maybe there's a carrot being dangled, or maybe you feel like you can just get there if you put in time. Saturn also rules time. You have a ton of Saturn energy coming through, but you just don't seem to be getting there. And it's like, is this your community? Is this your spiritual community with the 3 of Pentacles here? Are you working to build the kingdom of God on earth, which is kind of what this energy is? It's like, yeah, you're working together. You get to use your expertise in order to help with some kind of a humanitarian mission, or something that's like working for the good of the community. You don't really feel a part of the community. And I think that's going to be apparent to you towards the end of the month here. And also, Leo rules the heart chakra. You're not in a great situation for yourself, Leo, but you are starting to be aware of that, and you're starting to mobilize secretly. You're starting to make some moves in private. You're starting to work hard in private and behind the scenes in order to get yourself out of this energy. The tools at your disposal. The 6 of Pentacles. I'm actually getting that I don't know, I'm kind of hearing like fake it until you make it. It could be that you're receiving some kind of assistance. Usually Leos are in the middle, right? I just feel like you've been kept down, and that the tools at your disposal is that you're sharing with people what they need to hear and what they need to hear only in order to balance out these scales. So that's where you come in, and that's where you're the center. You're only giving people what they need to know about you. That is the energy that you're in. And I do feel like you're doing a good job of fronting with strength so that people kind of lay off you a little bit. And that's why, that could be why they're talking about you behind your back. Like, you know, what are they up to? Oh, I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. You know, and people could be trying to get that kind of information for you because they want to tip the scale in their favor. But just stay in your power here. You feel very confident just telling people what they need to know. You're the master of your own ship. When you have realized that people have been trying to keep you down and they don't have your best interest at heart, you have no qualms. Leos are great at this too, right? When people are not treating them with respect, they don't need you around. A healthy Leo. That's why the sun, the soul expression, that's its home is in Leo, and also Aries, right? You're moving up into that. It's exalted in Aries. That healthy Leo energy, there's almost nothing better than that healthy, warm Leo glow, right? And haters gonna hate. And people could have some kind of, I don't know, I'm getting sun in detriment energy. You know how to deal with people whose sun is in detriment, right? And I don't necessarily like pointing out detriments, but, you know, the sun in detriment is in Libra. Libras are great. You know, the sun struggles in signs like Libra or Pisces because they can struggle to find that self-expression that Leo naturally has, that Aries naturally has, that sense of self, that I am energy, that I'm here energy, you know? And so people who are jealous of that are kind of getting you down. So you could just be I'm hearing you're dealing with people whose sun is in detriment, who don't have a solid sense of self and who are jealous that you have it. And you're becoming aware of that. You're not letting that hold you back. So you're only letting people know what they need to know. You're standing in your power. You are behaving regally. You're not behaving like them you're going to get your justice, and you're working hard for it. You are finding your own value. And you're lessening your dependence on whatever because I feel like this could be a job situation that's bringing these people, because they're showing up as your community, but I feel like that's because you're very loving and you consider the people around you your community. But this could be a job situation where you're trying to lessen your dependence on this job, where you're starting to step back now and say, actually, this isn't my community. This doesn't have to be my everyday. I don't have to stay here. I don't have to continue this, because this is also my capitalism card, you know? And you don't have to stay locked into this. You can move on. You are feeling a little stuck though now. And I do feel like you just want to shout it from the rooftops that, you know, you want out. You want to be a little bit more impulsive than you are. And this energy of hiding and working really hard and behind the scenes stuff, like, it's not really your energy, Leo. But like I said, you're going to get out of this. You definitely feel stuck, and you know that you're in a toxic situation. Now, the outside energy is another major arcana card, the Chariot. And this is about forward movement. It's about merging two things. So it's like, I do feel like there's some kind of side hustle that you're working on in private. There's something that you're doing in private, and you're trying to merge it with your everyday. And you could be having some kind of help this month. There could be like a young male or something that is able to help you this month in some way that's already merged those things together. But it's like the outside energy is like merging these two parts of your life within your will, you know, using your will to do that. I'm noticing a 7 here. So I just feel like, and this is also the moon card, there could be a relationship, maybe it's even like a parental relationship that could help you even out the scales and kind of keep your mind right while you're trying to balance these two energies, help you stay balanced just within yourself so that you can move forward. Because the outside energy, I feel like, is you preparing to move on, you preparing to move forward, and you pulling on the resources that you have outside of this situation and inside yourself, with the Chariot being the moon card. Again, mother energy, internal emotional energy, and also secretive energy. There's some kind of secret relationship that these people don't know about, you know, like talk to your friends, even if it's just one friend, even if it's just your mom outside of this, to remind you of your worth, and that can help you to get up and out of this situation here. That's the outside energy, is that you're moving on. That's showing up at like your Chariot, you're manifesting your Chariot from outside the situation. It's coming to pick you up. basically. And all you have to do is link it with your will. You know, that's what you're doing. You're like building, you're putting fuel in your rocket ship for sure. And it's on its way. Yeah, and you know, like I said, your hopes and fears, this is the King of Wands. This is you rising up into your power. This could be some kind of entrepreneurial endeavor. I can definitely see that for some of you. You guys are trying to break from a job situation that you feel is toxic. Break from a community that you feel is toxic. You want to step into your power, show people what you can do. And you've just been held down for a really, really long time. Where you're not, at the very least, you're not being allowed to step into a leadership role, and that's something that you're built for. And that's something that's been weighing on your mind, is like, am I just going to be a rat in the rat race forever with the Seven of Pentacles here, with that Saturn energy? I'm being held back, I'm being restricted, I'm being excluded. This isn't my mission. How much longer can I do this? The tools at your disposal is, honestly, like I said, I'm doing this in May 2020, so there's a lot of like state aid, well, not a lot, but there's like state aid going out to people who are maybe furloughed or something, and maybe that it's that distance that you have that's making you think about this a little bit more. So like the tools at your disposal is that you have this time where you're being given this money and you can like kind of, or assistance in some way, and you can reflect on things. So the highest possible outcome here is the Page of Cups. Pages are messengers and children. Reconnecting with your passions, reconnecting with your creativity, reconnecting with the lighter side of life, and making new friends. Even if it's just one new friend, you know? So it's like engaging in your creativity. A lot of times that's how you make friends, right? That leads you to your friend group. It's just letting yourself lighten up in order to take some kind of new journey here with the Page of Cups that allows you to be creative. Because Leo, again, that rules that romance and creativity. And I do feel like there's some kind of creative endeavor that you are pursuing here, you know? And just let yourself be lit up like a child, you know? And jovial and happy, and like getting to be your authentic self here. Silliness and all. Because when you're your authentic self here, these jealous people are trying to cut you down. And it's not you. And I can see in the past you were internalizing that. So the advice for this is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups has a lot going on under the surface. A lot of feelings, a lot of that creativity. A lot of times he is the leader of some kind of artistic endeavor, but he's mum about it. He's very stoic. Saturn, the energy of Saturn that I've been pointing out throughout this entire reading, and it's been highlighted in the year 2020 for sure, is it rules the nakshatras in the middle of the cups, in the middle of the water signs. And that is the energy of withdrawal, which is why the King of Cups is kind of like withdrawn here. And that moves into the energy of Ketu, where again, like you're blending with your soul mission here, because Ketu is the south node. It's the headless body. It's associated with spirituality and creativity because the conscious mind is out of the way and you can just feel and intuit your way through a situation. So it's like, yeah, you need to tighten it up for now, tight-lip it for now. Create a safe pocket, a safe space, a safe friend group. Talk to your mom. There are safe relationships for you, maybe outside of this work situation, outside of this group situation, that you can lean on to carry you through this time so that you can rise up into your leadership, into your star power, and be the person that you're meant to be. So this is overall, I think, going to be a bit of a challenging month for you, Leo, but you're gaining insight and awareness into your situation and especially into the people around you. And you are moving towards your own victory. You're taking that responsibility amongst yourself. You're starting to work really hard, even if you do have to work hard behind the scenes in order to change this energy and get out of the situation, because you can take stock on it later. How did I get here? All that stuff. You know, you can, take care of that later. You know, because in the future, I think you're going to realize that you were betrayed, but you're leaving this energy behind, Leo. Rest assured, you are going to have a new beginning here with the Page of Cups that is creative and fulfilling and jovial. And it's something that's going to fulfill you overall, you know? Maybe it's going to take a while in order for you to like have status or money doing this thing, but it's your baby. It's your project. You're going to be able to work on this project if you can quietly put in the work now. And you got to put in the work, Leo, but you already know. You already know that. All right? So that is what I have for you, Leo. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that resonated. I hope it was helpful, and I will be rooting for you this month. Bye, guys.